After Sulak returned to Thailand in 1962 and began reading the ecumenical works of Bhikkhu Buddhadasa in 1964, his condescending attitude towards Buddhist traditions other than Theravadan softened. But Sulak owes his deeper understanding about the history of Tibetan Buddhism and Vajrayana practices to his British friend John Blofeld, a prolific writer on Chan and Taoism, who had studied with Tibetan Lamas before the Chinese invasion. Blofeld was residing in Bangkok after many years of living and working in China. Sulak was impressed that a Cambridge-educated Westerner had immersed himself in Eastern thought, not unlike the way Sulak had studied Western philosophy. Another trait that they shared was the love of good food and fine wines, and Sulak especially enjoyed their weekly dinners, with conversation that lasted late into the night. In early 1967, it was announced that the Dalai Lama would pay his first visit to Thailand in November of that year. Sulak, Blofeld, and Bhikkhu Kantipalo, an English monk, were active in the Buddhist Society of Thailand and were eager to educate the Thai public in advance of the Dalai Lama's visit about Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism and about the struggles of the exiled Dalai Lama and the masses of Tibetan refugees in India. They identified the aspect of Tibetan Buddhism most misunderstood in Thailand and published booklets on these topics in both Thai and English, for example, Rebirth, the authenticity of Vajrayana scriptures, how lay people, and not just monks, could teach the Dharma, and the similarities in the monastic discipline of both Theravadan and Tibetan Buddhism. They also wrote about Tibet's historical independence from China and the political injustices and violence inflicted on the Tibetans by the communist authorities in recent events. At the time, it was possible to publish such political writings in journals under royal patronage, such as Visakha Puja, because China and Thailand were at odds. It would be some years after China's rise to power in the region in the late 1990s, before the influence of the People's Republic of China in Thailand would allow it to dictate Thailand could or could not invite. The Dalai Lama's visit was the most anticipated Buddhist event of the year for the Bangkok elite. Sanya Dhammasak, the president of the Supreme Council of Thailand, who later became prime minister, led government officials to respectfully receive the Dalai Lama at the airport. King Bhumibol was scheduled to meet the Dalai Lama the next day for only 30 minutes, but he enjoyed the visit so much that Bhumibol asked the Dalai Lama to stay for lunch, and they spent their time discussing Buddhism. The second day, Sulak was invited to a meeting of the Dalai Lama with Western monks who were ordained in the Theravadan tradition. Sulak met the Dalai Lama at the famed marble temple. He took the opportunity to tell the Dalai Lama about the books and the journals published in his honor of his visit, and to offer him the Thai translation of the Dalai Lama's autobiography, My Land, My People, which Sulak had published some years before the visit. It was the beginning of Sulak's personal connection with the Dalai Lama. His efforts to educate the Thai people about the Tibetan struggle continued throughout his life. In addition to meeting the Supreme Patriarch of Thailand and King Bhumibol, the Dalai Lama met with Bhikkhu Buddhadasa. The Department of Religious Affairs issued a directive on behavior protocols for Thai monks, which said no Thai monastic should prostrate themselves before the Dalai Lama. Despite the strict arrangements and sectarian instruction by the Thai government to the monks, when the Dalai Lama and Bhikkhu Buddhadasa met at the marble temple, they both prostrated to each other, demonstrating their deep mutual respect that was beyond their own tradition. It was a warm meeting of two extremely open and ecumenical monks. Bhikkhu Buddhadasa invited the Dalai Lama to teach at his monastery at Sun Mok. It is extremely rare for a Buddhist teacher from a tradition other than Theravadan to be taught in Thailand, and it was especially so in that era. It took a monk of Bhikkhu Buddhadasa's standing to have the courage to make it happen. Before the Dalai Lama departed from Thailand, he told his secretaries that he wanted to go out in the morning on alms round. It is common to see orderly queues of gold-robed monks in villages and cities in Thailand, Burma, and other Thai countries slowly walking barefoot, begging for food. The laity placed food offerings in the monks' large begging bowls. The Buddha instituted the practice of begging as a way to teach monks humility, and, for the laity, offering sustenance was a means by which positive merit or good karma could be accumulated. This continues today to be one of the most important features of the symbiotic relationship between laity and monks in the southern Buddhist countries. In northern Buddhist countries like Tibet, Mongolia, and Japan, the custom of the daily alms rounds by monks was not established, but the Dalai Lama wished to take part in the tradition in Thailand.